Okay, what's up guys? Sorry I have not posted a video in a while. Life has been busy. The whole COVID thing has really thrown off school and work and all that. So we're back today. I wanted to highlight a few new products I got. From Dead On Plastix here, we have the hardener as well as the softener. And in my last video, I talked a little bit about that and about what different blends you want to use when making certain baits. And so this is a Swimbait mold. I use a Swimbait blend. However, if I wanted to make it harder for any reason, say you didn't realize there was a saltwater blend and you wanted to go saltwater fishing with this setup, you could add hardener so that the teethy creatures in the sea would not destroy the bait as much as they do. On the other hand, you could add softener and do the opposite of that, make it more of a worm type blend. And so those are fun to play with, but I would suggest just getting the correct blend and going from there. You can always add softener or hardener later to really get it where you want it. The next thing, these are also Dead On Plastix. I got a few more colors. I got red, I got grit, dark melon, got blue, neon pink, cocoa, black. These are all colors that I haven't had and that I wanted to just really make some different combinations. And then these are what I'm really focused on and what I'm going to be using today. These are from dipyourcar.com. These are actually colorshift pigments. And so if you see, let's walk over here, maybe you won't be able to see it. That gold flake and the black flake and the blue and the red all kind of give off a hue of a different color, and they can give off a hue of their color if you put them in clear plastic. And so we're going to be messing with that a little bit today. I'm going to actually do something I haven't done with this mold yet, which is try to pour a trout bait, rainbow trout to be specific. I really think the bloodline on that rainbow trout will go good with this neon pink. And then I think what I'll do for the bottom is do just a little bit of dark melon, not enough to make it super opaque, but just have that color kind of in the background. And then I think for the top, I'll do the green pumpkin, which is just a little bit darker than the dark melon, and add some glitter to it, and I think it'll look good. But yeah, that's the tentative plan, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get our first color mix in here. Pour some of that in there. A couple ounces. For the demonstration of the bait, I won't need too much. And then we're going to go ahead and do the bottom color, which I decided on this brand new dark melon that I got. It's always good to shake your colors up pretty good. Sometimes that pigment can settle to the bottom, and when you drip it out, it looks somewhat clear. You want to make sure when you're dripping this out, even with the neon colors, that it's nice and saturated. So you see how dark that is in the cup. Let's go ahead and mix that around. I'm gonna add a little more, but not a lot more. Like I said, I want this color on the bottom to be somewhat see-through. I think that's going to be pretty good right there. We'll go ahead and cook it and see how that comes out. And we will be back shortly. Okay, just heated up this first color. It's looking pretty good. Got just over that 350 point, which is exactly what we want. And I decided while I was off camera that I wanted to add just a little bit of this jet black flake. I think it'll make that bottom area look just a little peppery, give it a little texture. So I'm going to mix that in now. And you don't want a lot, because like I said, I want this to be translucent in the bait. I don't want it to lose its ability to see through the bottom there. Okay. So let's go ahead and pour this. And what I'm going to do, like my last video, is pour this just right over that hook slot. Like so. So if you see that, I don't know if you can see that or not, I poured it right over that hook slot there in the middle. And that'll help the colors laminate. If you don't pour up to that hook slot, it's possible, but you just want to make sure you hit it good with a heat gun and really make sure that that is going to laminate correctly. So the next color we have is going to be that little bloodline that those trout have, and I'm not going to use a lot of plastic for this, but that little bloodline that they have right across the mid side of their flank. I'll shake this up a little bit too. Okay. And unlike the color I just poured, I do want this to be somewhat opaque, somewhat saturated, very visible to the fish, and that's a really pretty color right there. I'm going to even add a few more just to really make sure that that pops in the bait. And the reason I'm not using a lot is because it doesn't take a lot. That bloodline on a trout, if you've ever seen a trout, is very slim, you know. It's probably only that in size. So we're going to heat that up while this cools off. And like I said in my last video, but just to reiterate it, I do have a heat gun here. And that's definitely what you want to use, because while you're heating that up, this is cooling down. And so when you go to pour this hot on that cold, and the temperatures are very different, that's when you get cold cracking is what it's called, and the bait won't stay together correctly. And so I'm going to heat gun that when we get back, and we'll pour the next layer. Okay, let's take this out and see where we're at here. And you do always want to stir it before taking your temp. Otherwise you're going to get that surface temp and nothing else, and it's not going to be accurate. And we are above that 350 once again. And now, as I said before, I'll pour the next layer. I'm going to heat gun this bottom layer. Really just want to get it to that point where you see that the top layer of the bait you poured already is melted. We had a little going to the tail there, but I think that'll actually make it look pretty cool. Okay, second layer is poured. Now we are going to do that little bit darker green pumpkin, and I think what I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of gold flake to that. I'm going to get a little artsy with this bait, so we'll be back in a sec. And while that's cooling down, I'll show you the mix of this third color here. I did already add a little bit. When you're mixing your colors, it really is all about saturation and concentration of what you're putting into the plastic. Once you get a feel for that, it's smooth sailing from there. Some of the baits you pour are going to be very, very precise as far as measurements and what it's going to take to get that exact color you want. And others you just kind of, you know, eyeball it as you go, like me. So one thing I will note that's very important is with swim bait molds, and I don't know how well you can see this, but a little drip down into the tail right here. And that's fine. I think it'll look fine, especially the way that it went down in there, just kind of in the middle. But the problem is, is in order for that to laminate correctly, you need it to be hot again. And so I need to really focus the heat gun on that point in the back so that it melts that plastic and accepts and laminates with that other layer. I think the other area laminated great. We will definitely see when we pour the rest of the mold, obviously, but I think it's going to turn out really cool. And like I said, these are from dipyourcar.com. These are actually automotive dip pearls, they're called. And I'm going to add some gold to this green pumpkin when it comes out, and we will see what it looks like. Okay, just popped this out. It is above that sweet spot we want to hit. That is 350. I'm going to get a little bit of gold flake and drop her on in there. And if anyone is actually making baits with me, ooh, that's pretty. But if anyone's actually making baits with me, you'll find out quickly that everyone has their own recipe for something like a rainbow trout. And I don't know if you can see that clearly, but it's got some gold flake in there. You can really see that. It's really pretty. So we're going to heat gun this second layer here and get ready for the third. Okay, I think that should do. Let's get this mixed up a little bit and just go for it. That was about just as pretty much as close to perfect pour as you can get. That's probably the best pour I've had on this bait so far. There is a big learning curve to it. Definitely where to put the plastic when is something that I'm still figuring out. I think that'll go with me until I stop buying new molds, which I don't plan on doing. So we're gonna let that cool off. I really think this is gonna look cool, guys. And I will add in the video here in a little bit when this dries out. I got some really cool new eyes in. They're dragon eyes, and I don't have them on the table here, but I will go grab them and put them on this bait. I think they're gonna look really, really cool. It's something I've really been wanting to play with. So we'll be back in just a jiffy. All right, folks, we are back. I think this thing is cool enough to take out. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. All right, let's go for it. That tail wants to stick in there a little bit. Oh yeah. That's a cool looking bait, ladies and gentlemen. So, as you can see, that bottom layer, when it gets in the sunlight, it's somewhat see-through. And that black holographic glitter Really makes it pop. That Bloodline looks great. The tail seems to have laminated really well, which was the goal. And that top layer has that gold flake. That is really cool. That's a good looking bait. I think I will go ahead and shoot more of those. The one thing I have noted on this mold, and it is a great mold, so don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. Go buy this mold, it's awesome. But the one thing I've noticed and wanted to watch out for is this fin right here. If you pour this first layer up into that fin whatsoever, that is a hot spot for cold cracking. And as you can see, mine laminated pretty well, but you definitely want to watch out for that and really hit it with the heat gun if you're going to stop at that fin and pour another layer. But all in all, this bait is awesome. And I actually do really like, that looks a little bit sloppy, I guess, but I really like this side where that pink just drizzled down into the tail. That is really cool. That's a cool bait. And I'm going to add some really cool eyes on it. And then it's going to be even really cool. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, I'll get some eyes on it, post it. Links to Dead On Plastix, Marling baits, epic bait molds, epic pud, 3.5 inch. In my last video, I posted heat gun, thermometer, any microwave you want. I will post the dip your car link as well. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and here's the end product.